Hello, everyone. Welcome back to this Friday's episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Rohde. Hope you guys all have a very fun and packed and awesome weekend ahead. The weather is looking great. If you're going to Windy City Smokeout, try to find me there. I'll be there. I'll buy you a beer if you see me. But we're covering the third day in pads of the Chicago Bears. They had yesterday off, which is always good. Get a little break. And good things only came out of practice today. The offense looked great. The defense looked great. Good news on Tevin Jenkins and better news on David Montgomery, which I'm going to hit on. A very important statement that he came out with a couple days ago that I want to hit on to make sure all of our viewers are also conscious of themselves. But before we begin today's episode, we'd like to thank today's sponsor, Stupid Car Tray. Tired of your pizza toppings sliding, office coffee distracting you while driving, grease and other stains getting on your seat, or you're just enjoying a game on the couch and don't want to lean over? Look no further than the Stupid Car Tray. Visit www.stupidcartray.com and use discount code J16 to get 16% off your entire order. Link in the description. Make sure that you head over to stupidcartray.com to get 16% off your first order using code JAYCHI. That's J Shy. They're great. They're awesome for holding your pizzas. They're awesome for holding your takeout during the summer and even holding your Hydro Flask or Yeti during your car ride. So let's start off with a few things today. Hitting on Luke Getsy from the offensive side of the ball. Had a couple nice things to say today, especially about his receivers and the offensive line. So just to figure out things, just want to start off. Luke Getsy came out today saying that he is not even close to figuring out the offensive line with Chris Morgan and who the starters are going to be. The group that's been consistently out there running with the ones is Braxton Jones, Cody Whitehair, Sam Mustipher, while Lucas Patrick is out, Michael Strofield, and Riley Reef. So interesting statement to come out from Luke Getsy today to say that out of the gate. I'm actually kind of happy that he said it because this line isn't locked in. These guys have to keep working hard. These guys have to know their place, and they have to also understand that nothing is a given in the NFL, especially some of the veterans. You know, a lot of them have been unfortunately released by their teams, haven't been given the proper opportunity, and hoping that this is kind of lighting a fire under them, unlike and not guaranteeing anything like unlike a guy that we used to have in the coaching booth. So stay tuned for that. Luke Getsy also said today, I guess we're going to just kind of lead off of Luke Getsy in regards to our entire conversation today, but he thinks that Cole Kmet is ready to hit the next level. Kmet had a couple nice catches today, especially on quick screens and quick passes. Retweeted that a little bit on my personal Twitter. Make sure that you go check those out. But Kmet does look really good, bulldozing over defenders, looking really good with Justin Fields, having a strong connection. And Luke Getsy is saying that he's about to go to that next level. Very excited about that. Always good to hear Luke Getsy saying that, especially our offensive coordinator. And working with a guy who knows how to do offense is pretty darn good. Green Bay's unfortunately been very good at offense the last couple of years. So another thing that came out of Bears camp today is that they ran a 3-4 scout team against the offense today. And, that's kind of interesting. It hasn't really happened all that too much, according to Adam Hodge. Luke Getsy told us that it's because teams in the division, the Packers and the Vikings, run a 30 front. So it's important to practice against it. So Luke Getsy's already thinking ahead about the division games, which obviously that is very important. You win your division, you're in the playoffs. So if you do that, you're good to go. And I think that the Bears can definitely have a good shot at that this year. I think the Bears are the most improved team out of the NFC North, and I'll take that to the bank. I really do think that the Bears are going to make some noise, shocking a lot of people in the world. I know I'm optimistic. We all know that as well. But I really think that the Bears are going to do something special this year, and they're going to at least be better. If they don't make the playoffs, they're going to be better than last year. It only goes up from last season. So good to hear. Another quick joke from Luke Getsy today, according to Jason Leeser, is that he was asked on Aaron Rodgers taking psychedelics, and Luke Getsy kind of chuckled and said, "I was not invited to those trips, but whatever it takes, I guess, to win." I think he kind of put a pun in there with the whole trips thing. I don't know. I thought that was hilarious, but hey, Luke Getsy's a funny guy. He's winning over, the overall crowd within the Chicagoland area so far. It's good for the community. He's super funny. So very good to hear that. And then going into Tevin Jenkins news from Luke Getsy, always a big thing here, is that Tevin Jenkins has been an active participant in meetings. So he has been at Halas Hall. He has been participating in meetings. He just hasn't been on the practice field and working with trainers. So there is some injury that they're not talking about, which I don't know if that's because they are actively shopping him. There's not a lot of information, but the coaches are working for him. And Luke Getsy said, quote, "Oh yeah, Tevin has been great. He's been attentive. He's all in. Yeah, once he gets through this deal, he'll be back out there ready to rock and roll. So I don't know what type of injury it is. I really pray it's not a back injury. You do want to see this guy do well overall. And I'm really hoping that for Tevin Jenkins. And, a lot of people are like, he's not acting mature. He's getting butt hurt. And, I've seen that. I've actually said that myself. I said, maybe that is the case. But Tevin Jenkins sounds like he is all in with the Chicago Bears. And he even tweeted himself, don't believe everything that you hear. We're Chicagoans. We love the drama in our sports. Tevin Jenkins, unfortunately, is in the middle of it. But don't worry. He's going to be out there ready to rock and roll, according to Luke Getsy. Always good to hear. Always good to hear. A couple more things that came out of everything today is that offensive tackle Julian Davenport walked off the field with a member of the training staff shortly before things ended. Good depth guy. I hope that he's okay. I know that he hasn't had the greatest start with his Chicago Bears career, but I'm hoping that he does well. I really do. I hope that he gets better. I hope that it's just a minor tweak. Again, these guys' bodies aren't used to this type of level of play. Overall, good to go. I think that Davenport's going to be okay. If he was able to walk off himself, that's always a good sign. A couple more things coming from the offense before we go to the defensive side of the ball is that rookie running back Treston Ebner has made some very nice plays on the offensive side of the ball. He's been breaking ankles. He's been fast. And there's a lot of running backs in the group right now. I saw the photo. I believe I counted 8. So there's no way that they're all going to make the roster. But he's making an impact. He is a drafted rookie. So he does have a contract. So he's probably going to be on the team. He might become a practice squad player. I don't know the clause in his contract. But he looked good today. And that's always good to hear from your young guys doing well. One more thing I do want to hit on before I hit a little bit more on the offense is that in regards to the running backs, David Montgomery came out and said that he's actually been depressed the last couple seasons in his entire career in the NFL. And he even said it out loud. And mental health is very important to me. I hope you guys all, realize mental health is important as well. If you guys need anything, please feel free to reach out to our team, whether that be Instagram, Twitter. We're more than happy to help guide you to the free services that we know of. But David Montgomery, coming out and saying, hey, I've had troubles, and I hope fans know that, it's okay to not be okay. As an athlete, our lives must be great because we're athletes. We work, half the year, we get paid all this money, but at the end of the day, we are all humans. And David Montgomery coming out and saying that, like, his respect level in my book just went to a whole new level. I really think that's important because these guys are humans. It's just that they're in their profession. I work in marketing. If someone were to say to me, hey, like, he works in marketing, his life must be awesome. No, there's bad days for me. I'm sure there's bad days for sales, teachers, nurses, doctors, you name it. And David Montgomery coming out and saying that from an athlete standpoint, I think speaks very large volumes, especially for mental health. So, and David Montgomery's been having a fantastic camp too. He's been ripping it up. He's our thumbnail because I think that he had plays of the day today. He was able to break it upfield. He had some nice long runs. He had some nice catches too. He's really gelling well with the Luke Getsy offense, and I'm very happy to hear that. And a couple other guys I just want to call out really quickly that are gelling well with this offense is St. Brown. He's been doing fantastic. Velus Jones Jr. has been an absolute animal, outbeating defenders. And Darnell Mooney has done really well too. Overall, the offense is clicking, and it looks really good. There's more to come on that. Let's go to the defensive side of the ball really quick. Roquan Smith was practicing today. He was doing some work with conditioning coaches on a separate field. It wasn't really seen until a few fans noticed it, but Roquan Smith is putting in work. He's looking good. He's getting back in the shape. He still is on the PUP, physically unable to perform list, but he's coming back. He's coming back, and I think that we need to start the hashtag again, extend Roquan. Man's got to get his paid before the season begins. I don't want to start the season without him. That's a big thing. And defensive players are even saying not having Roquan Smith when they had him at OTAs compared to now, it is much different. The defense is doing great, but just having their leader out there would be that much better. A guy that I've cooked a little bit in the past, not Eddie Jackson, another defensive back, Kindle Vildor, has been running with the ones. And I'm a little shocked by that as a nickel. They've been flipping Gordon and Vildor at the nickel, but he's gotten some good runs with the first team. He was on the sideline, unfortunately, today, so I hope all is okay with him. But I thought that was very interesting that Kindle Vildor, who struggled, unfortunately, quite a bit last year, hasn't been doing so hot or wasn't doing so hot. And now that he is running with the ones, that's a big win for the Bears because that just shows more depth. And even if he doesn't get the starting spot, all good. He's still doing what he has to do in order to get out there. He's still doing what he has to do in order to be a playmaker. And I'm excited about it. I really am excited about it. Let's see what else we got. Thomas Graham Jr. was out today. Kyler Gordon was also out today, not practicing. Not sure about that. I haven't seen too much on that, but Vildor definitely, that one hurts a little bit because he has been a good story. But there's been some good looks today for the rest of the guys that are on the team, kind of understanding the depth. So overall, the defense did pretty well today. Again, continued pressure. Travis Gibson and Robert Quinn have been in the backfield. A couple of our other new defensive, Angelo Blackson, I don't think practiced today, but Justin Jones was out there, looked fantastic according to reports. And then undrafted rookie free agent linebacker Jack Stanburn had a nice peanut Tillman punch out on rookie Treston Ebner. I know I talked highly of Ebner earlier. We all do make mistakes at his practice, but Sanborn looked really good. And I hope that he does make this roster. He has a really good story, good player out of Wisconsin. And I think that the defense definitely could use a depth guy like him. Kind of reminds me of Nick Kolkowski before we lost him to go into the Las Vegas Raiders. But man, overall, I think today was one of the best days at practices. They did say the offensive line played better. The defense was taking it to a new level. And then finally, at the end of practice today, they were running cards. Now, what they mean by this is that they were already preparing for their opponent against the Chiefs. So like Matt Eberflus had said, is that they're going to be playing a lot of the ones out there for the first week to kind of see how it gels. And that could backfire, unfortunately, knock on wood that no one gets hurt. But they're already preparing for the game that's a week away. So I love that mentality from Matt Eberflus and the rest of his coordinators. Looks really good. But what a Friday. Great day. Beautiful day at Halas Hall for practice. Very excited to see what the Bears do in the next couple of weeks. They do have practice tomorrow. There may not be an episode. Just want to be transparent with you guys about that. I do have something I have to attend in the afternoon, but I'm going to do my absolute best to make sure I have something for you guys. So if not, I will do a weekend recap on Monday, but you know me, I'll always do my best to make sure I get you guys the latest Chicago Bears news and all of Chicago sports. But with that, thank you very much for joining this episode of Just Another Year Chicago. My name is Nick Brody, and we'll see you guys next time.